answer everyone, but towards the end, after 2 hours of session, if you have time, half an hour, I'll be devoting myself to the question. So please stay on after half an hour also. Thanks for answering the questions. And I see that many of you are from manufacturing and some are students as well. Okay. Welcome to the students. Logistics, healthcare, hospital. Okay. We have got lots of healthcare and hospital. Some people, oil and gas. We have done lots of training and consulting in oil and gas companies, manufacturing companies. Of course, Lean Six Sigma originated in manufacturing, but a lot of applications are now seen in healthcare, IT, and services industries. Okay, now let me start the next question. And if you can answer these questions. Thanks for participating in the poll, and I can see that most of you are okay. So you are from engineering, quality, finance and operations, procurement, supply chain. Okay. Not many people from IT this time. Okay, no problem. So I'll focus today on manufacturing. For manufacturing and services, I see equal number of manufacturing and services, so 50-50. Not many people today from healthcare, I think. Okay, there are a few, but not many. If time permits, I will even show some case studies from healthcare, but maybe if time permits. But focus will be learning on the learning, and all of you will get a certificate after 2 hours of training, and if you can stay on for half an hour more. After that, you will be getting a certificate. You have to just pass a quick exam, 5 or 10 questions, very simple. And you should be able to answer if you are attentive. And once again, welcome. And as I was taking the poll, I made my agenda. So I've got introduction to Anexas, which I will be spending around 5 minutes or so. Then I'll introduce myself also. That will also take around 5 more minutes. And after that, we'll start talking about the Lean Six Sigma benefits. And I'll introduce you to the basics of Lean and Six Sigma. After that, we'll start learning some tools and techniques, the DMAC methodology, define, measure, analyze, improve, and control, which is followed by all the organizations around the world to improve their processes. And after that, I will show some case studies from industries. For that, I would invite you to wait for another half an hour. So although you must have blocked your time for 2 hours, but I would strongly recommend that if you stay on for half an hour more, then I will be able to show you some case studies also. So we'll be learning tools and techniques in the 2 hours. And after that, we will look at the applications part. Some lean topics also, if sometimes we have time left, then in that case, even I'll cover that. So here we start with the introduction to Anexas. So we have been around for quite some time. Like a formal welcome for all of you. Let me give a formal welcome using my video.
Hi, welcome to Anexas. Anexas has been consulting and training the professionals in the organizations around the world since 2006, and we have trained more than 150,000 people and consulted for more than 500 organizations, which includes Fortune 100 organizations too. I'm Amitabh Saxena, and I have designed this program based on my 30 years of experience while working in various industries across many domains. The whole Anexas team once again joins me in welcoming you.
So you may be seeing me, but there is a 25-member team which is working hard to bring this training program to you. And thanks to that, on behalf of everyone, I would like to welcome Once again, I welcome all of you. And we have been operating as a company for the last 17 years. And I personally, have been conducting training programs for the last 23 years. I have trained lots of people, and the company, as a company, company has done projects right from North America to Australia. I'm a resident, a permanent resident of Australia, but I keep traveling a lot. Most of my time is spent in Middle East, Europe, and India, along with, of course, Australia. But let me take you back 1990 to 2000. This was not the case. I used to work in 12 hours per day of shift, and I was earning very less. I was an amateur poet, and still I am. And I keep writing Hindi and Urdu poetry, and I have published some books also. I was very hardworking, but I was not earning enough money. So one fine day, the organization in which I was working told that they are going to conduct a black belt training, and the top 10 performers of the organization, of the company, will be nominated for that training. And I thought I was one of the top 10 performers, but the organizations did not think so, and I was not nominated. So I waited for the next batch, and it never happened. But one thing I realized when I saw the certified black belts coming back and making some very positive contribution to the organization by taking improvement projects, I thought that Lean and Six Sigma is something nice to learn, something good to have, at least a certification. And of course, learning those two skills are going to help me. That's what I thought. And I found some way out, and I, got hold of one organization where they were conducting. It was outside the country, but I still, paid some good money, invested. It will not be payment. It was investment in myself. I was glad I did that. And after becoming a Six Sigma black belt and master black belt, I joined lots of companies. I started my career with KPMG. I started the Lean and Six Sigma practice, then joined AXA, then joined Deutsche Bank and Riyadh Bank, and lots of organizations, the Maersk in Denmark, which is a shipping company. And after rolling out Lean and Six Sigma in many companies and doing lots of projects, I founded the organization along with some other co-founders in Copenhagen, the Anexas group. And personally, I'm a master black belt. As I said before you, I'm also a data scientist, PMP, CPHQ, and consulted lots of organizations. Almost every domain, be it manufacturing, oil and gas, logistics, banking, IT, healthcare. Some of the biggest hospitals and well-known hospitals have been my clients. I've also spoken in various conferences like ASQ, IQPC, Hospital Management Asia, and written a book as well. And today, why I'm telling you all these things, because you too can achieve much more than this, because there is a huge requirement of process improvement professionals around the world. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to leave your job or leave your profession and become a process improvement professional. It's not like that. If you are a chartered accountant, continue to remain a chartered accountant, and still you can be a Lean and Six Sigma black belt. If you are an engineer, chemical engineer, still you continue to be a chemical engineer. I'm a chemical engineer. Continue to be a chemical engineer, but still you can do your job in a better way. If you are a doctor, continue to serve the patients, but also you can now do it in a better way. So today you will be learning not only from my experience, but also what my students have taught me. So some photographs, as people are still joining in, it happens, first 10-15 minutes, people keep joining in, so as people are joining in, let me show you some photographs from around the world, different cities. I also take pride in telling that I was the first person to conduct the a black belt training program in whole of Middle East. In 2007 and 8, it was covered by newspapers also. Then this is European giant, pharmaceutical giant, where I did the training. Then we have got Middle East and Europe and US, where lots of clients from almost all domains have been part of our whole journey. Some awards in different forums. We have one. And also, we have also appeared on TV shows.
Hi, I'm Shekhar Suman, and I wish to congratulate all the Six Sigma certified black belt from Anexas. All the best. Thank you.
So we had a very nice time on the 13 episodes of Z Business Show, which are all also available on our NXS channel. 8 times
On 21st of May 2009,
lots of videos, but I'll not be.
it's an honor to have railways as our
Railways of Indian Railways, US Railways, Saudi Railways, they are all our clients. Because, I keep writing in newspapers in Hindi, English, Gulf News, Times of India, Dainik Bhaskar. One of them is the bestseller, Anexas story. Ministers, health minister of Saudi Arabia, he has some very good notes for us. I'll not be showing all the video or running whole video.
We have
Those
Dr.
who know,
Tarif Alama with us,
those who are
Deputy
from
Minister
they might
in Health.
also, we have got Dr. Mohammed Abdul Ali, and plus along with lots of healthcare, Ministry of Health, like in UK and in Australia, they are also benefited. They are benefiting from our projects and expertise. Okay, now let us talk about Lean and Six Sigma. And if you can tell me, what are the similarities you see here? A manufacturing company improves production by 30%. A hospital reduces discharge time of patients from 3 hours to 15 minutes. 64% reduction in recruitment time in a multinational company, and hotel improves customer experience. Bank reduces errors. Insurance claims time reduced by 70%. What are the things common here? If you can just tell me. So Kumar is telling process improvement. Okay. David is telling time saved. Sayed is telling improvised processes. Cyril Thomas, time is saved. Lee Jian, Manjunatha, Hema Babu, Amar, Anna Maria, Roston, Yu Juan. Okay. And Cyril again, Santosh, Mabina. Okay, a lot of people actually, yeah, I'll have to put my specs to see all the names. Lamis, Robin, Udayvel, Hardik, almost Kashapa, Himabindu, all of you are almost right. And Novish, Roshan, Shubham, Kamlesh, everyone is right. Swagatika, yeah, I can't take all the names because lots of people are there. And Varun, yeah, you are all right. And one more thing, one more common thing is that, Atul, that they are all, Bhupendra, they are all Lean and Six Sigma improvement projects. So let me tell you what is Lean and Six Sigma. Yes, thank you, Rajiv Kumar Wag, for your response. So Lean and Six Sigma, which has been deployed in many organizations, Ashish and Intikhab, and they are all Intikhab Ahmed. Okay, good. They are all Lean and Six Sigma projects, and Lean and Six Sigma has been deployed in almost all the Fortune 500 companies around the world. Why? Why they have done it? Because Lean and Six Sigma can reduce the cost, defects, waste, rework, cycle time, and improve the quality, production efficiency, productivity, customer satisfaction, capacity, profitability, resilience. And which CEO would not love a person who can achieve all these things? So Lean Six Sigma is a methodology. And if you ask me to describe Lean Six Sigma in just 2 sentences, Lean Six Sigma is taking up improvement projects to improve your processes. So what is the definition of a project? Project definition is it has a starting point and it has an end point. It doesn't exist after some time. The project doesn't exist after some time. So projects, the improvement projects are done in a process. So whatever you want to improve in your company, you just translate that into a project. And green belts and black belts will do these projects, and then they will, indirectly or directly improve the organization's profit. And that's what Lean Six Sigma is, as simple as that. How do you achieve that? Okay, so I'll tell you how to achieve that. Before that, would you like to know the history of Six Sigma? Just let me know if you would like to know the history of Six Sigma, or I can skip that also. Okay, and
hi, I'm Amitabh Saxena.
Okay, so don't worry, I'll repeat again the definition. But let me tell you the history of Six Sigma. And I have got these lots of videos with me, and these videos are available. So they are available on our Anexas channel. And these, I'm just playing the video from Anexas channel. Please subscribe to my Anexas channel, Anexas Europe channel in YouTube, and you'll get a lot of information.
Achieve all these things. So, well, Lean and Six Sigma green belts and black belts are those individuals who can do improvement projects in the organization by choosing improvement opportunities and converting these improvement opportunities into projects. It all started in Motorola when Bob Galvin, the CEO, took a challenge saying that I would like to improve everything by 5 times in the organization. And he was told about some statistical tools and techniques which Bill Smith and Michael Harry were using to improve the processes. Bob Galvin was so much impressed with what Bill Smith and Michael Harry were doing, he told them to develop a methodology which, if applied to the organizational processes, can improve the processes. So he was particularly impressed with what Bill Smith and Michael Harry were doing. They were choosing improvement projects. Now, what is the definition? As I told you, definition of a project is it has a starting point, it has an end point, it doesn't exist after some time. So Bill Smith and Michael Harry would translate the improvement opportunities in the organization to projects, and applying tools and techniques of statistics, they would find the root causes of the problem, and then after solving the root causes of the problem would impact the organizational bottom line. Both of them developed Six Sigma DMAC methodology. They started training the green belts and black belts. Green belts and black belts were the people who could fight all the quality related problems in the organizations. Six Sigma brought in a lot of benefits for Motorola, and it also won Malcolm Baldrige Award in 1988. Jack Welch of GE was so much impressed with this methodology that he told his employees that you would not be promoted if you are not a green belt. So everyone wanted to be a green belt, everyone started doing projects. Then GE started telling their vendors and suppliers that if you want to have business from GE, you need to implement Six Sigma. So vendors also started asking what is Six Sigma, and GE would say that we will send our master black belts and train you in this methodology. So in this manner, Lean Six Sigma spread out around the world, and today almost 80% of the Fortune 100 companies and many, many more companies around the world have implemented Six Sigma and Lean. Lean started in Toyota.
So in fact, if you want to know the history of Lean and Toyota and the whole story and the concept of flow, I have made a very good video. It's a little 15, 20, 16 minutes long. Please watch that. It is about Toyota and flow concept. It is again available on my YouTube channel, and you will learn a lot of concepts of flow. But today you are a yellow belt. So along with the basic concepts and fundamental concepts of Lean and Six Sigma, I'm also going to give you some links. You can watch these links and further enhance your knowledge. And everything is free for you. Okay. Now coming back to so this I've already described using the video. So let me now introduce you to what is Lean and Six Sigma. Now, what is Lean and Six Sigma? Oh, before I embark on that whole journey of explanation of what is Lean Six Sigma, and then later on we'll do a project also. See, I told you that Lean and Six Sigma is about whatever you want to improve in your company. Whatever you want to improve in your company, you have to convert into a project. Yeah. And the people who are doing this, conversion of improvement opportunities to projects and running these projects, they are known as green belts and black belts. Okay, before I explain the who's a green belt, before I go for the Lean and Six Sigma definition, let me also explain what exactly Lean, yellow, green, black, and master black belt are. Yellow belts are those people who know the basics, very, very simple basics of Lean and Six Sigma. They know what is DMAC approach, which of course we are going to learn today. They know the basic tools, but they have not practiced those tools. So they can support the green belts and black belts who are doing the projects. So as a yellow belt, you can support others, support the green belts and black belts when they are doing a project. Yellow belts are also having very basic knowledge, and they are capable of becoming a green belt and a black belt. Green belts are those who can do projects. So green belts know around 100 tools. Lean and Six Sigma has got a beautiful toolkit. So 100 green belts knows around 100 tools, and black belt know around 50 more tools. Now, green belts can do some simple projects in the organization, and black belts can do complex projects in the organization, cutting across various departments, cutting across various locations and business lines. And master black belts are those who can train the green belts and black belts, and also launch Lean and Six Sigma in the organization, whole organization, and also become consultants. They can become trainers or they can become consultants. Master black belts are of two types. Some master black belts choose to conduct the trainings. Some master black belts choose to conduct the the consulting, means they guide the green belts and black belts as they do the projects. And some master black belts like me, who are also who like conducting the training program, as well as, of course, consulting the clients. So yellow belt, green belt, black belt, and master black belt. To become a yellow belt, usually it's a one-day program. But what I'm doing is I've encapsulated the whole training into 2 hours. And the reason why I have done it, because I've got 30 years of experience, so I can explain a lot of concepts in short time. Now, some of you might need a little bit of revision. You can always watch this video any number of times. And I can promise you, if you watch the video one more time, and if you have missed out on a particular concept, you will understand that concept. That is one thing. Plus, I will be giving you some tools and techniques links, which because of the short time, I will not be able to explain some of the tools and techniques in detail. But some of the tools and techniques of a green belt and black belt, I will be giving a link. And these links will be given to you in the chat box. You are free to watch them anytime during the day, during the whole day. This will not prevent you. If you don't watch it, it will not prevent you from becoming a Six Sigma yellow belt. You can still become a yellow belt after just clicking on the exam button. A link will be sent to you. Just write the exam and you can get your certificate. So just to tell you, that today, at least, you will become a yellow belt. For green belt, it's a 3-day training program, and black belt, again, 3 days training program, where I do the project with you. In fact, we do together. We do a project, a real life project together over the period of, say, 1 or 2 weeks. And these 3 days are spread either on weekends or in the evenings or morning sessions, whichever you want to join, whichever batch. And green belts and black belts, once you become a green belt and black belt, you are capable of improving a process, any process in any industry. Okay. And then you can also become a master black belt. We are one of the few companies in the world who also conduct master black belt training programs. And when we launched it, where there were very few, I think 4 or 5 companies in the world in 2006 who were conducting the master black belt program. And since then, we have been doing the master black belt certification programs. And all the certificates are worldwide recognized. AEC Denmark is the certifying body. We are also affiliated to IASSC, and all our course follows ASQ or whatever. There are so many certifying bodies nowadays in the world. More important than certification and certifying body is your knowledge. So if you have the knowledge, the first thing any person checks when you claim that you are a green belt or a black belt is your knowledge. And in my training programs, you will definitely get the knowledge, that I can promise you. Okay, so having understood who is a green belt, black belt, and master black belt, let me draw a diagram and try to fit your organization in this diagram. Okay, I'm going to draw a diagram. It's you can call it as a model of any organization, all the organizations of the world. All the organizations of the world can be visualized in this model, and try to fit your organization. So through a series of steps, it could be steps, it could be departments. Through a series of steps, your organization is involved in producing an output, isn't it? Your organization is involved in producing an output. And this output is either in the form of product or a service. Either it's a product or it's a service. There is no other form of output of all the organizations. So either you are producing a product. Suppose you are in Oil and gas industry, you are producing oil. If you are manufacturing chocolates, you are manufacturing products. If you are let's say in a hospital, then you are delivering a service. Output is a service. If you are a bank, you are delivering a service. If you are a lab, you are delivering a service as well as a report, which is a product. Yeah, if you're an IT services, you are delivering a service. Yep. So either you are delivering a product or a service. Now, this product or service goes to whom? It goes to a customer. Okay. It goes to a customer. So try to visualize your organization, and you'll find your organization is also involved. Try to keep your product there, your output there. Try to think of your series of departments or the steps which your organization is engaged in. And usually you are converting some inputs. There could be raw material, that could be information, that could be inputs could be staff and employees also. Inputs could be the requirements of the customers, obtained from the customers. So we have got raw materials, information, templates, processes, etc., which are supplied by the suppliers. We have suppliers which are giving the inputs, and we are converting these inputs through a series of steps. And the series of steps is known as process. Process is anything which you can repeat, and you keep repeating over the period of time again and again. What you are doing again and again, day in and day out, is known as a process. So series of repetitive steps is a process. Okay. Now, I hope up to here you are with me. I hope up to here you are with me. Yep. Now these customers will give you the feedback about your product or the service. You can also predict the demand of the customers. Either customers will tell you the demand, or you can predict the demand. So based on the feedback received from the customers, your strategy or planning department or scheduling department will ask the suppliers to supply the inputs so that we can deliver the output to the customers. Okay. Up to here you are with me. Okay. This whole thing is known as systems map. This is known as systems map, given by Edward Deming. Edward Deming was a American statistician and engineer who went to Japan, and he transformed the Japanese industry. 1950s, Japan was known for its bad quality products, and Edward Deming, he transformed the Japanese industry so much that today the highest quality award is known as the Deming's Prize in Japan. And he gives us systems thinking. Means he said, think of your organization as a system. Don't have silo-based thinking. Silo thinking means I'm from Department B. I don't care what is happening in Department A. I don't care what is happening in Department C. I come in the morning at 9 o'clock. I do certain activities. I perform certain activities. Really, I do well. I'm happy. My department is great, but I don't know what's happening in A and C, and I don't care whether the end customer is happy or not. Okay, that is silo-based thinking. Now, systemic thinking is, and this is also known as systems map. Okay, this is also known as systems map. There is another name for this also. Anyone has come across this diagram before? They can predict the name of this map. There's another name for this map. This is also known as value stream map, VSM, value stream map. It also tells you how the value is created in the organization for the customer, how the value is created, how the value is created. So once again, we have suppliers supplying the inputs. Inputs are being processed through the process, producing an output, goes to the customer, and customer gives you the feedback. And based on the feedback, strategy or planning team asks suppliers to supply the raw materials. And also it tells if they're based on the feedback of the customers, if department A, B, C, D or process steps A, B, C, D need to be changed. Do we need to change the standard operating procedures? Do we need to change the machine settings? Do we need to change anything in our operations? This will be told again by the strategy team or the planning team. So this is how any organization operates. Can you fit your organization here? Are you able to visualize your organization here? Please let me know. Yes or no? Are you able to see? Okay. Okay, now you will further see it. Further, you will see it. Now, the customer wants, see, customer, I'm sorry to say that, but customer is not interested in a product or a service. Customer is interested in fulfilling a value. Customer is looking for a value, which is getting fulfilled by your product or service which you are delivering. So you're delivering an output. This is either a product or a service, and this is of value to the customer because customer is getting some value out of this product or a service. Like, for example, right now you are my customer. You are attending this training program. Are you? See, of course, the product here is the certificate, and the service is the training which I am providing. But you are not looking. That is not the value you are looking for. If you are looking for enhancement of your skills, enhancement of your capability to improve any process in any industry. That is what the real value you are looking for. Right. Of course, this will be delivered through this training and the certificate. The certificate will be, in a way, approved. And by the way, your certificate will be uploaded on in the internet, and anyone can verify that certificate. You will receive a badge also for that. But having said that, you are what you are really, see, certificate of no value. I can go to LinkedIn and collect a lot of 20-30 certificates nowadays. That's a fashion. But what is of value is that when you say with conviction, yes, I can improve your process. I have a capability, or I have an understanding how a Lean and Six Sigma project can improve and provide value to the organization. That is the value you are looking at. Now, it is very difficult to crystallize those thoughts, value, abstract thoughts. But one important thing, let me tell you, there are 3 rules. You cannot improve if you cannot measure. That is rule number 1. And second thing is, you can measure everything. Rule number 2. And the third rule is, if you think something cannot be measured, go back to rule number 2. That means everything can be measured. So how I am going to produce my value to the customers and how I measure my value? Well, the customer will always have something which he would be looking forward to. These are the measures. We call it as measures. We call it CTQ, critical to quality characteristics in Six Sigma. How do I get it? See, first of all, before I talk about it, some examples I'll tell you, some of the measures, some of the very common measures, very common measures with all the organization, all your products or services in all the organizations in the world. The 3 things are always there. One is the cycle time to complete any activity. And another is errors. Customers are interested in 0 errors or defects. So here, cycle times is important. Errors or defects, how many errors, what the customer, see, any defect or error is anything what the customer does not want. And also they are interested in the cost. Now, these 3 will always be there. Apart from that, there would be other measures. Like if I am in hospital, I'll be interested in measuring the infection rate. I'll be interested in measuring the waiting time, which of course is related to cycle time. In manufacturing industry, if I'm in oil, I will be interested in measuring the viscosity of the oil, viscosity of the product. And I'm in a car manufacturing company, I'll be interested in the speed of the car. So these speed, viscosity, waiting time, infection rate in a hospital or mortality rate in the hospital, these are also the measures. And through these measures, I know whether my customer is getting satisfied. The whole idea is to improve, enhance the customer satisfaction. The whole idea is to enhance the customer satisfaction, and customer will be satisfied when value is created for the customer. And how the value is created? Through the products and services. And how it is measured? Through the measures, which we call it as CTQ, critical to quality characteristics. Critical to quality characteristics. Critical to quality characteristics. Yeah, these are known as the measures. Now, how do I get these measures? Well, you have to ask the customers. Now, I'll not go into the details. how would you measure? But I'll tell you some tricks to measure anything, after a while. But for the time being, just understand, I will go to the customer and ask, Mr. Customer, you are the king. What do you want? And they will say, well, I want speedy service. So speedy service, I will say, well, cycle time is important for you. If I'm running a restaurant, he will say, well, I want hot coffee. Okay, then in that case, hot coffee, how will I measure it? Temperature of the hot coffee. So these are all measures. So customer will tell you everything what he or she wants in English sentences or any language sentences, sometimes facial expressions also. And I have to get these CTQs. Okay, up to here you are with me. I hope you are with me. Yeah. Okay. Now where does the green belt and black belt come into picture? See, first of all, he understands green belt and black belts. Now I'll keep talking about green belts and black belts because as a yellow belt, you are a supporter to green belt and black belt. Okay. So you should know what green belts and black belts are capable of and what type of projects they are doing. I will show you a project also. We will do a project together. Because you are a yellow belt, I will not ask you to do any project. I will demonstrate. I'll tell you how the project is done. You can just watch and understand. And of course, this is a video. You can always play this video 2 times, 3 times if you miss out on certain things. But I will be doing it at a fast pace because obviously I've got limited time, 2 hours, right? Every day. Nowadays, time is very valuable for everyone. So you don't want to spend too much time also. But if you want any time, play this video one more time and you will get all the information if you have missed out. Some people have joined late. Don't worry, right? Don't worry. You can watch the video again. And you have to attend the full program to become a yellow belt. So that is also very important. Even if you have joined late, but you have to attend the full program and stay over for half an hour more. Half an hour more if you want to see some good case studies. That is also very important. Application is also important rather than the theory, isn't it? So what we have seen, develop a systems map. Green belt and black belt always think about the system, not about the department. Develop a systemic thinking. Then second thing is, you understand how you can satisfy the customer through your products or services. And how would you measure this? Through your CTQs. And you will pick up one of the CTQs, the green belt or black belt, whenever you are not doing well. You are not doing well in terms of cycle time, you will pick this as a project. There are too many errors or defects, you will pick that as a project to reduce the errors or defects from 5% to 3% in the next 3 months. If you are a green belt, you will do it in 3 months. If you are a black belt, you will do it in 6 months. So over the period of 3 months, I would like to reduce the cycle time. This is my project. Now think of cycle time of your organization. You can reduce the waiting time, you can improve the quality, you can reduce the errors, you can reduce the cost of producing this particular output, whatever you are producing. Cost of transaction in a bank can be reduced by using Six Sigma project. Now you tell me, Lean Six Sigma, do you agree with me that Lean Six Sigma can improve anything in your organization till now? Have you understood what is the link of Lean Six Sigma, green belt, black belt? What do they do? Now, how do they establish that whole infrastructure? I will tell you after the training, after 2 hours of training. If you are still interested, I will tell you how to implement Lean and Six Sigma in the organization, etc., etc. But let me first talk about the tools and techniques. How this green belt and black belt is able to implement or execute a project. Let us see how he can do that. Well, you follow DMAC methodology. Well, before that, some people are always interested in, okay, give me short definition. Give me short definition. So first definition of short definition was what? Lean and Six Sigma is a project approach to process improvement. Now you know what is a process. Process is repetitive activities done again and again and again and again. That is a process. So a project is done in a process. A project is done in a process. I hope you understood. This is the value stream map. The value is created. Value is created in your organization. And there is a flow. There has to be a flow of value. How the value is created? Through a flow. 3 series of activities. A, B, C, D converts into output, inputs into outputs, customers give you feedback. Feedback is also a value to our planning team and strategy team. Based on that, suppliers give us an input, which is of value. The value gets enhanced and enhanced and enhanced and enhanced through the product and services. And again, customer gets the value. And this is a cycle repeated again and again. And if there is a continuous flow of the stream, we say we have created a flow in the system. But there is a break. Whenever there is a bottleneck, A is fast, B is slow. What will happen? There would be a waiting time. There is a work in process inventory in between. And then the customer starts getting dissatisfied. So customers are interested in processes. They are not interested in departments. Please understand, customers are interested in processes. What you deliver, see, whatever the customer wants, it cuts through the process. Say, A can say, I completed my job in 10 minutes. B says, I completed my job in 10 minutes. C says, I completed my job in 2 minutes. I completed my job in 10 minutes. But the customer says, you delivered my product in 10 days. Yeah. Customer is not interested in departmental efficiency. Customer is interested in the process efficiency. Okay. And one more thing, again, Dr. Deming said, problems are in the processes, not in the people. Problems are in the processes, not in the people. 85% of the problems are in the processes, not in the people. Yeah. People may say, change the process, and the same people, the same group of people will deliver excellent results. Change the process. And who can change the process? You as a manager, you as a green belt, you as a black belt, you can change the process. You can change the output. You can change the quality through the processes, not through the people. Changing people is very difficult. Replacing the people is difficult, as any HR professional will tell you. And also changing the people from within is also difficult. You know, I keep traveling a lot. If you see my last month, from Australia, I traveled to Dubai, then I've traveled to Dammam, then Riyadh, then Qatar, then again, Abu Dhabi, and again, right now I'm in Bangalore, and then again traveling to Melbourne after 2 weeks. I keep meeting my old friends. And sometimes I meet a friend after 30, 35 years. I'm pretty old, by the way. I'm 55 years old. So I meet my friend, school friend. Once I met my school friend after 35 years. First time I'm meeting. And after meeting him, he told me I'm the same person. And I also told him, you are the same person. No, after having acquired so many degrees and so much of experiences and so many photographs, which I showed you in the beginning, some of you might have missed out those great photographs, which I was showing you as my medals. After having done so much of work, this person is telling, my school friend is telling, I'm the same person. What does it mean? Person will not change. Person will not change. You meet me after 20 years also, I will be same person. Maybe I'll be a little, I'll not be having so much of energy. And after that, I'll be 75, right? So I'll not be having so much of energy, but still, I will be the same person. Same person. So don't think people will change your processes. That's what change of mindset of green belt and black belt. They bring in that change of mindset within themselves, that I am capable of creating more value to the customer by changing the process. So all the tools and techniques which you are going to learn are related to process improvement. That is why we say process excellence, process improvement. PEX, generally you must have heard. And PEX is about process improvement. It is not about quality management system. It is not about ISO 9000. ISO 9000 ensures that you have processes in place. SOPs is in order. Hierarchical structure is there. There is a system which can produce some output. That is your quality management system. We are green belts and black belts. We are here to improve. We are never satisfied with our current performance. We are never satisfied whatever we are delivering. Process improvement is about green belts, black belts, and Lean Six Sigma is about green belts and black belts and master black belts. Now, how do you achieve that? Lean is about mapping the process as it is. You will find you have a process, you have a system. There will be a lot of non-value added steps in the process. like moving, waiting, transportation, over processing, inventory, rework, rejections, anything starting with anything starting with revision, rework, rejection is all waste. It is of no use. You committed a mistake, you spent money, resources of your organization, and spent so much of resources and wasted the time of the organization, produces a defective product, and then you are reworking on it. It is all waste. It is all waste. Okay, it is all waste. And these are the process waste. These are not the waste which you are throwing in the dustbin. No, these are the waste which are hidden in our processes. Overproduction, producing more than required. It is wasting your money. Warehouses, all the warehouses are a waste. Inspection, checking are a waste. Now it may sound a little strange to you, but they are waste. They are not adding any value. I'm having, like right now, I'm having a Dell laptop. So if I want to go and buy a Dell laptop, and they say, please pay for that, Price Waterhouse is going to audit our financials, please pay for it. I'm not going to pay for it. If the customer is not willing to pay for anything, that's a waste. That doesn't mean that they will stop their financial audits. I'm not telling that. But for me, it's a waste. Waste is from customer's perspective. Think from customer's perspective. Is he willing to pay for it? If not, it's a waste. Suppose to deliver this training program, I tell you, I want a 5-star hotel to stay in your city. Then I will fly by aeroplane and I'll stay. Then I'll get a nice lounge and I'll take a taxi. These are all waste for you. What is your value? Value is enhancement of knowledge. To deliver that value, if I'm involved in some non-value added steps, it is none of your business. You will say, sorry, I don't care. I'm not going to pay for it. And the people, the companies which think about the value to the customer, not about their own processes, which were designed 10 years ago or 20 years ago, they create the best value and they survive in the competition. And that is why look for the waste. Lean professional looks for a waste. He develops an eye to see the waste all around him. So look for the wastes. We put a specs, generally we say after our training in Greenbelt, you get a specs and you can look around and see waste everywhere, and you can reduce the cycle times by almost 80 to 90% and costs by almost 50 to 60%. That is what is lean about. Lean is about map the process as it is. As it is means go to the field. Going to the field means Gemba. Japan gave this concept of Gemba. Gemba means going to the field and seeing for yourself how the things are taking place. Go to the battleground. Gemba is a Japanese word. It says, go and see for yourself. Go to the place of action and see how the things are taking place. And you will find a lot of waste is there in the system. Eliminate that waste, reduce that waste. I will tell you how to reduce the waste very briefly when we run through a project. But right now, the basics are, what is lean? Map the process as it is using Gemba and try to reduce the waste as much as possible and reduce the cycle times. Very short and sweet definition of lean. Then comes to Six Sigma. Now, to understand Six Sigma, you have to little bit, undergo some statistical training. Now, up to you how much you would like to absorb. If you are ready for for yellow belt, the life is simple. So what I will do is, first I will tell you what is required for a yellow belt to know. And after that, I will further enhance your knowledge. I'll further enhance your knowledge, and I will even cover some advanced statistical topics, which generally, part of our green belt training program. But first, simple is, when you are producing a product or a service, if there is too much of variation in the process or service, customer will not be happy. If your output is not predictable, customer will not be happy. If I go to buy a car in a showroom and the manager tells me that there are 6, let's say I want to buy a Toyota car and I have decided the model also. Now customer says there are 10 cars in front of you and choose any one. But first car, the brakes are a little better. The second car, headlights are a little bit better. We have tested it. You don't like this variation. In fact, you will trust the company which produces all the products exactly the same, with of course little bit variation will always be there, but the variation is to the minimum. Or you call let's say your tap is leaking and you call a plumbing company, plumber comes. If you call a plumbing company, there are two companies, company A and company B. Company A says, well, we will be able to fix your tap within this 1 week, and they give you some time, let's say after 4 days, some time between 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And the person sometimes turns up, sometimes he doesn't turn up. And another company, they say, well, tomorrow we'll fix the tap at 11:30. And 11:30 a.m. the person comes. And every time he comes, no variation in the service. You will always trust company B. So even in services or products, whichever way, whatever you are producing, customer will trust you if there is no variation in your product or service. Reducing this variation is known as Six Sigma. Okay, so suppose you are producing chocolates. Let me briefly explain this concept to you. If you are producing chocolate, in fact, are you okay? Like, would you like very, very simple training today? Or would you like to go very, very deep into statistics? If you are asking for in-depth statistics, you should be ready to a little bit, stress your mind also. So are you okay with that? Which one you like? Let me have a quick, if you can write in the chat box. You want simple or complex training? you tell me. Simple. So here we have got Ahmed is telling simple. Okay. Some people are telling complex. Okay. Simple, complex, simple, complex, simple. Okay. Okay. So what I will do? I will do the first simple, and then complex. Yeah. I'll do both. I'll have to be very fast. Okay. But then, so first simple. Let's say simple. I will complicate the matters about the standard deviation and normal distribution a little later after a while. Okay. But let us do a project first. Let us do a project. Okay. So let us do a DMAC project first. DMAC, define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. DMAC. So this is the pill. And it's not a magic wand. I would not say that you can solve all the problems in the whole world by using DMAC, but it will improve any process in any industry. And some of the tools which we are going to learn here: define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. What is DMAC? DMAC, define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. First, I'm going to talk about simple things. And then after that, if you wait for more, I will also give you very, very high level concepts in Lean and Six Sigma, which will definitely help your organization to do better. Now look at this. DMAC. Now suppose, let me do a simple DMAC project. First, let me tell you what is DMAC. Let me take a simple example, a day-to-day life example. Then I'll go to an industrial problem solving. Now, people are from manufacturing as well as services. So I'll choose a simple project of reducing the recruitment cycle time in an organization. But before that, let me tell you what is DMAC. So suppose I want to improve my health. Okay. I want to improve my health. And I apply DMAC project there. So how the DMAC project will look like? What a normal project will look like? Well, I want to improve my health. And let's say one of the measures of health, see, you cannot improve if you cannot measure, isn't it? One is, I would like to improve my health. I'll keep dreaming, and I'll keep dreaming next year also. Nothing will happen. But if I put down the measures, what are the measures of my health? One is weight. This is my CTQ, isn't it? This is the weight. This is my CTQ, critical to quality characteristic, right? Which I would like to reduce. So in the define phase, what we'll do, we write a problem statement and a goal statement. We write a charter. In the project charter, we write a problem statement and a goal statement. We form a team also. So I'll form a team first, like my family members, my doctor, my wife, my my friends who will motivate me, and the gym instructor. All these people, they are my team. Okay. And my problem is that I am at 90 kgs. And I would like, in fact, I did this project. So I'm telling you the real project, right? 80 kgs. I would like to reduce it to 80 kgs. So 90 kg I am, problem statement and goal statement is 80 kg. And it has to be time bound because it's a project, right? So by, let's say, February 24, I would like to be, I'm just giving an example. Actually, this project has been already completed, but I'm just giving an example. If I were to do this project one more time, so I'll have a team and I'll write a problem statement and I'll write a goal statement. And in the measure phase, see, Deming said again, I'm quoting Deming often. He said that you cannot improve if you cannot measure. I already told you that. And he also told that in God we trust, rest others bring data. In God we trust, rest others bring data. That means I'm not going to trust you unless you show me the data. So show me the data. So I will collect the data. Okay, I'll collect the data. 90 kg, 90.2 kg. For 15 days, every day I monitor my weight. 89.2 kgs, 89.3 kgs, 90.1, 90, 90. So I find there is an average of 90. And I also find something called standard deviation, which I'll talk about later. As I promised, some people wanted simple things first. So I'm skipping the standard deviation for the time being. I will tell you towards the end how to find and what is the use of it. Okay, don't worry. But I'll get something. And based on that, I will make a histogram. I will make a chart. Most of the time, so let's say standard deviation is 0.33. Okay. I'll talk about that later. How did I get it and what is the interpretation? But I will plot this data and I'll say my weight is varying between 89 to 91. It looks something like this. If I plot it here, my weight is 89 to 91. This is my weight. This is my weights today. Most of the time I'm 90, sometimes going up a little bit, sometimes below. And sometimes I keep feeling happy. Oh, gone up, oh, gone down, gone up, gone down. But systems thinking says, don't worry, you are between 89 to 91. And you will remain like that the way you exercise, the way you eat. And given your current lifestyle, you will continue to remain between 89 to 91 kgs. This is my measure. Okay. And also define a defect. Define a defect. What the customer does not want. Here, I am my own customer. In fact, I can say my physician is my customer. My family members are also my customers. They want me to be below 80. So how many mistakes I am making? Looking at the data, 100% defects I am making. All of the values are defective values. I'm never satisfying the customer, isn't it? Well, the voice of customer is you should be below 80. So anything above 80 is a defect. I'm making 100% defects. I'm at almost 0 sigma. Sometimes we can say minus sigma levels. And to become 6 sigma means what? You are producing only 3 defects in 1 million opportunities. 3 defects in 1 million opportunities. Oh, I have a long way to go. Let's see whether I am able to achieve it or not. So I proceed to the analyze phase. Analyze phase, I collect the data. Why? What are the reasons? Now, let me also tell you, the CTQ. What is the CTQ? Can you tell me what is the CTQ here? CTQ is the weight, isn't it? CTQ is the weight. Yeah. Jagannath Sahu told first, he was first to respond. Well done. Okay. So now CTQ is the weight. I will denote this CTQ as the Y. Y. And the factors which are, okay, thank you, Rahul. You have also responded. So X factors. These are the X factors which are affecting my weight. There would be a lot of factors, the kind of food I'm eating, the diet, the travels, the portion of food, exercises, sleeping habits. These are all affecting my Y. Okay. So there was one gentleman called, or Italian economist called Pareto. Vilfredo Pareto was an Italian economist who found that 80% of the money or the wealth in Italy was with 20% of the people. 80-20, he devised the 80-20 rule, He also saw this principle everywhere. So 80% of the crops in Italy were grown from the 20% of the types of crops. Like, to apply to your organization, if you see carefully, 80% of your organization's revenue is coming from 20% of your customers. 80% of your revenue is coming from 20% of your products. You may be having 50 products, but 10 of them, means 20% of 50 is 10. 10 of them are responsible for 80% of your revenue. And bosses will also tell, 80% of my job is done by 20% of my people. Check with your boss. He'll tell you like that. 80-20. 80-20 is a principle. So I apply 80-20 principle. I have 10 causes here. Out of the 10, 20% of 10 is 2. So I have got only 2 causes. Although I wrote lots of causes here, but only 2 of them are responsible. And I did a Pareto. How to do Pareto, I'll describe you. I'll describe in a short while and describe it to you, but after some time. But I'm just giving you the overview right now. And I found for me, the root causes for me. And let me tell you, this was for me. It was my project, my data. So this root cause is only applicable to me. For me, it was portion. I was doing the exercises. I was eating the right food, but the portion was too much. Means I was eating a little bit more of good food. And sleep. Sleep also impacts the weight. I came to know during my project. And these were the 2 root causes. I took care of them. And once I got the root causes will be delivered by the analyze phase. And I attacked these root causes, and I came out with some great ideas. I used 635 techniques. Now, what is 635 technique? If you want to learn, I'll give you a link. You can just watch that. If time permits, again, time permits, a lot of time is limited. Towards the end, after 2.5 hours, if you still want to stay, I will talk about that. But otherwise, I'll give you a link. You just watch this link. You will know what is 635 technique. 6 people write 3 ideas in 5 minutes, and you'll get 108 ideas in 30 minutes. So you can watch this later on. For the time being, just remember that I got some good ideas. And once I got good ideas, I implemented those ideas. On the sleep was my root cause. So how to take care of excellent sleep, and also how to take care of the portion, how to ensure that I eat only the right portion. I applied a Pokayoke. Pokayoke means mistake proofing. Mistake proofing is a technique given by Shijio Shingo. He wanted 0 defects in his company. So he implied Pokayoke. Pokayoke means idiot. They also call it as foolproofing. Foolproofing means even a foolish person cannot commit a mistake, also known as idiot proofing. Even an idiot person cannot commit a mistake, even if he wants to commit a mistake. Some of the examples are, if you see the SIM card is a cut on one of the corners. The reason being, even if you want to put the SIM card in the wrong direction, you cannot put. Even a foolish person like me cannot put the SIM card in the wrong direction. That is mistake proofing. So I applied some mistake proofing parts, and then I was able to reduce my weight to 89 to 91. Now I am between 79 to 81 with an average. Now I am very happy, but I would like to sustain the gains, isn't it? It should not happen that after 6 months I go back to my original state. That is what is control about. So I change my standard operating procedures. I train my team, training, standard operating procedures, and making control charts means monitor the performance using control charts. And that's what I did. And that's what companies do. Now. Oh, so Kriti is telling that I was not able to hear. Oh no, you missed out a lot of things, but don't worry. You will get all the information. Don't worry. I just described the project. Don't worry. I'm going to describe now real projects, another project. I was describing a real project now, but this was a day-to-day life example. Now let us go into the industry. So this company wants to reduce the recruitment cycle time, and let us apply the same DMAC project. I'm choosing a simple process of recruitment because everyone knows what is recruitment. I am not choosing oil and gas production, although I have done a lot of work there. I'm not choosing patient treatment process or patient discharge process in a hospital. There we have done lots of projects. I'm not choosing logistics or a banking projects. I've got a lot of experience in the bank, but I am just choosing a simple recruitment process project because our focus is to learn the tool. Don't worry about the process as of now. Now I want to reduce the recruitment cycle time. Let me tell you, let me ask you, which process I'm talking. See, problems are in the processes, not in the people. I will not blame the recruitment department. Recruitment department, always they are late. No, I'll not blame them. I'll blame the process. Which process I should be looking into? Can you tell me? Can you tell me which process? Don't worry, Kamalesh, I'm going to talk about improve phase in detail. Don't worry. I'm going to talk about it. Yeah, hiring. Recruitment process, yes. Tami, you're right. Nanda Gopal, recruitment. It is Shubham, you're right. Recruitment process. So I now go to the defined phase. I form a team. The person who's in charge of the recruitment process is process owner. I identify the process owner. And then who's the head of the department in whose process I'm doing the project? He is known as the sponsor or the champion. So I identify them. It is very important to identify them because I'm doing a project in their process. I'm not from recruitment. The best part is green belt and black belt can improve any process in any industry. I can go to the hospital and improve. I can go to the airline industry. A lot of airline industries are my clients. I can go to airline, and I'm not boasting. I'm not joking. You may feel this person is talking about all the company. I have these projects with me. If you follow, please, you can link with me on LinkedIn. Okay, please. There's a LinkedIn. I'm giving you the link. Please follow me on that, and you will come to know. I have really done a lot of work. Although in LinkedIn, I have not mentioned so many clients, obviously, but I have written a book called The Anexas Story. I have told the whole story of our company till 2019. And if you are interested, you can just write to me on WhatsApp or write to me on LinkedIn. I'll be happy to send you my PDF version of the book. And it is also available in the physical form on Amazon. The book's name is The Anexas Story. And if you are interested in buying, that link also I'll be giving. But anyway, coming back now, recruitment process owner is the recruitment managers. And I engage them, process owner, champion, I engage them because they are going to help me in doing the project. So I, as a green belt, may be coming from any department, but I can still do a project in recruitment process. Try to do a project initially in your own process. That's always advisable. Then comes SIPOC. First, I will shift my focus from problem to the process. Which process I'm talking about? I'll make a SIPOC. If you go back to the systems thinking, those who attended, those who joined right from the beginning, they remember this. What is this diagram? It's a systems model. Borrow a part of it. S for supplier, I for inputs, P for process, O for output, C for customer, SIPOC, SIPOC. So now I will quickly make a SIPOC, supplier, input, process, output, and customer. So that I focus on the process and the whole team focuses on process. So, when you are making a SIPOC, you generally start from right. Right means customers. Identify who are our customers. Then identify what are your outputs, recruited employee. Okay. So our departments are the customers, output is the recruited employee. And the process steps. The process steps, I'm not going into the details, but you identify the process steps. And what are the inputs? Measure on the output. See, I will collect the voice of customer and generate my measures. CTQs. The CTQs, how will I make? I will tell you how to make the CTQs. But one of the CTQs which we are going to work on is recruitment time. I will designate it as Y. Measure on the output is the Y, also known as CTQ. And the measures on the on the process and inputs are known as X factors. So though my recruitment cycle time is impacted by the X factor. It is impacted by how much time I take to interview the candidate, how much time I take for negotiation, how much time I develop my take to develop my mobilization plan, how much time I'm able to mobilize the candidate, whether my IT system is working or not, job description is available or not, CVs are of good quality or not, budget is approved or not, HR staff is skilled or not, travel documents are available or not. These are all X factors. My X factors are influencing my Y. Y is the result. Recruitment cycle time is the result. But I can't do anything with the result. If I wish that my recruitment cycle time will reduce, it's not going to reduce. Result is not in my hands. What is in my hands? The X factors in my hands. They are in my hands. So I will focus on the X factors. Forget about the Y. Forget about the result. Focus on the X factors. If I ensure the job descriptions are in place, CVs are in place, budget is approved on time, etc., etc., they are going to help me reduce my recruitment cycle time. So with that mindset, I go for the voice of customer collection. And then after that, I've got my measures. And how would I get these measures? That there are two types of measure. I told you how to measure everything. Let me tell you how to measure everything. There are two types of data. There are two types of data: continuous data and attribute data. Two types of data are continuous data and attribute data. Continuous data means which can be represented on a number line. Continuous data is which can be represented on a number line. Number line looks like this, between minus infinity to plus infinity. Any number on that line, like for example, age, 55.1 years. This is my age, right? Another example could be distance. Another example could be recruitment cycle time. Recruitment time, 50.2 days. Okay. So what do you see here? It has a unit and it has a possibility of a decimal point. It is a possibility of a decimal point. Now that means it becomes a continuous data. But the attribute data, continuous data is also known as quantitative data. And what is the other one? Attribute data. Attribute data is also known as qualitative data. Now this data, generally, usually we feel we can't measure. Can you tell me anything which you cannot measure? Can you tell me anything which cannot measure? Or you think it's difficult to measure? Gender. Okay, gender is male, female. Yeah. Okay, category, count, aesthetics. Some people are telling hair, we cannot, you can measure hair. It's very much possible. You can measure hairs on my head. It's difficult to measure, but it's attribute, categories, count. I'll tell you how to. Tell me anything in your organization which is difficult to measure. Emotions. Khaliqur Rahman is telling emotions. Hard work. Okay. Let us put measures now. Feelings. Okay. Now I'll give you a trick, and now you apply this trick to whatever you have suggested. Skills. Honesty. Dr. Deepak is telling honesty. Beauty. Ravi Kumar is telling honesty. Okay, so Ravi Kumar is telling honesty, sorry. And decision on behalf of senses. Okay. So many things. Loyalty. Now, integrity. You see. Now, okay, fine. I'll tell you the knowledge. Oh my God. Faithfulness. Sanjog. Oh, okay. Let me tell you now. I'll tell you the happiness. Oh, now let's take an example of happiness. Okay. In fact, I've made videos on this. Let me take the help of the video. If sometimes it will be faster. So there are two types of data, as I told you. continuous data and attribute data. Attribute data is about categories. Create a category. In the easiest way to measure something, like honesty, measure in binary in nature. Honest, dishonest. Beauty, beautiful, not beautiful. Let's say happiness, happy, unhappy, right? What is the purpose of our measurement? We want to improve happiness. We want to improve beauty. We want to improve the emotion. Emotions, some people are telling emotions. Facebook, put a Facebook post and people will tell you emotions about their emotions. 10 people liked it, 20 people cared for it, 30 people loved it. They are displaying emotions. You can, for one post, you can see how many emotions is generated. You can measure. Let me tell you how. I'm going to give you a trick. Okay. Oh, so, hi. Okay. Hi, I'm Amitabh Saxena. I think there's a... Okay, so I'll just go live. I thought I'll take help from my video. That will be it's working. So let me take my help from my video. And these videos are, by the way, available, on my YouTube channel. So if you subscribed it, well,
cycle time of a process 3.5 hours, or procurement time in an organization 120.3 days. These are all continuous data because they all have a possibility of a decimal, means they can be expressed in decimal points, and also they all have a unit. Now let us talk about attribute data. Attribute data can be expressed in categories, and categories can be counted. Say, for example, if you want to measure happiness, so easiest way to measure any attribute data is to create a category, and if possible you can create a binary category. A presence or absence of that attribute can be one of the simplest categories. So if I take the example of happiness, two categories I can create: happy, unhappy. So if I want to increase the happiness in the employees in the organization, then I can always count how many employees are happy. Let's say 60 employees are happy and 40 employees are unhappy. I can express this as proportion. That means proportion of happy employees in my organization is 0.6 and proportion of unhappy employees is 0.4. And it can also be expressed as percentage. Now this proportion or percentage, they don't have a unit. And a count, like 60 employees, I can't have 60.1 employees who are happy. So the count will not have any decimal point. So this is what continuous data and attribute data is.
So I'll go back to the to my whiteboard, and I hope now you understood. I'll explain it further now. So whenever I see a video, that means I'm taking a break. There is no break for you, unfortunately. Yeah, you can take your water, drinks, etc. While you are attending the program. So attribute is happiness. I want happiness, which could be anything, honesty. So happy, unhappy. Some people may disagree, say I don't agree to this view of happiness. No, it's up to you. Don't agree. Don't worry. We never said that you will get the ideal and the correct measure, but it will serve your purpose. If you want to increase the happiness in your organization, you can count happy or unhappy, or you can have 5 categories: very happy, happy, neutral, unhappy, and extremely unhappy. And express in proportion. Proportion means if the circle is 1, portion belonging to happiness is 0.6 and portion belonging to unhappiness is 0.4. Or if the circle is 100 percentage, this becomes 60% and this becomes 40%. Okay, 60 and 40%. Now I can say today 60% of my employees are happy, and I would like to increase the happiness in my employees to 80%. Okay. And I will do a project, and I can do a project. And you will please believe me, if you do a project like this, it will improve the happiness in your organization, because you would be doing a root cause analysis of why people are unhappy, and you'll be taking some actions on the root causes to 20% of your all X factors. And then you will see the employees, when you do a survey again, you will indeed see that employees will be happy, happier. Now, again, going back, well, how can you say 100 employees? I've got 10,000 employees. I choose randomly 100 employees. 100 employees I choose at random. And because I'm choosing sample, I will also have a sampling error of, let's say, 5%. So today, 60 plus minus 5% people are happy. And I would like to increase it to 80 plus minus 5. So with 100 samples, tolerating that 5% uncertainty, still I am doing my job, isn't it? I'm able to do my job. And that's what statistics means. Okay. Now, why we are learning this? Because the analytical tools which we are going to analyze in our analyze phase need a good understanding of continuous and attribute data. I'll come to that, but let us first finish our define phase. So now we have written a project charter. Problem statement is, it is taking 50 days. It is taking 50 days to recruit the employees today, and I would like to reduce this to 30 days by July. That was an old project and real project. This was a real project, by the way. It is going to give me approximately $300,000 of savings, because I'll be able to recruit my employees 20 days in advance, and 20 days of billing for my clients in this engineering company cost $300,000. So in 1 year, I'll save that much. Every project saves some money for the organization. Otherwise, why will the organization go for Six Sigma? Every project saves money. Sometimes it's intangible benefits, not always it's tangible benefits. It could be intangible benefits also. Then I go to the measure phase. In the measure phase, I again focus on measuring the why, but also the X factors. Why is the symptom? Something is wrong in the process. The delays, customer dissatisfied, defects, errors. These are symptoms that something is wrong in the process. Remember, the output is the why, but something wrong in the X factors will deliver something incorrect output. So focus on the X factors. Y is function of X, we say. Y is function of X. Y is the effect, X is the cause. Y is the symptom, X is the problem. Y is the why you can monitor, X you can control. Once I went to the doctor, I told him I'm having fever. Doctor, if he applies Six Sigma, my CTQ would be the body temperature. He measured the body temperature and he said, well, that's the symptom, that something is wrong. But he did not try to reduce the body temperature by telling me to sit in the refrigerator for 5 minutes and come out. No. He actually collected the data. I found out the root cause. He took the blood sample, X-ray, etc. And he found, oh, you have this root cause. And based on that, he gave me the medicine. Similarly, a green belt or a black belt is a physician to the process, a doctor of a process. People will come to him saying, my customers are dissatisfied, there are delays and errors and problems. And that is the symptom. You will not tell the person to sit in the refrigerator, right? We will not discuss the problem in our meeting. We will discuss what are the causes. Collect the data. Without the data, how will you find out? How will you give the medicine? And we commit that mistake. All the chronic problems are there in our company because we try to give solutions in a meeting. It's not going to happen. The chronic problems can only be solved by chronic problem means the problem which is there for the last 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, or if it is which is embedded in the DNA of your company. These are chronic problems. They can already be solved by DMAC or Six Sigma approach. Okay. So now, I'll talk about the basic statistics because you told me that you'd like to learn about basic statistics a little later on. So let me just show you how would I analyze the measure in the measure phase. You also learn a tool called Minitab. When you join my green belt or black belt session, I will train you in Minitab how to analyze any process. Whenever you are collecting continuous data, when you are collecting continuous data, in order to display the performance of continuous data, you make a histogram. Histogram means historical graph. Historically, 30, 40, 50 samples are collected and presented in the form of a histogram. And histogram, you will find always it will follow a bell-shaped curve, also known as normal distribution. Normal distribution means what? It is normal to obtain a normal distribution. Mr. Gauss, he found this in 18th century, 18th and 19th, 17th or 18th century, around that time. Incidentally, in one of my batches, which is running in the morning, one of the students is studying in Germany, and she told that Mr. Gauss used to, he gave this Gaussian theorem while studying in his, or in her university. Even Einstein also studied in that university. Anyway, let us come back to our learning point. So Mr. Gauss, he found that all the repetitive processes, they followed normal distribution. And they had one, one typical characteristic, which they had an average and they had a standard deviation. I will talk about that as promised after a while. First, let me take you through the simple steps of DMAC test. So when I'm dealing with continuous data, I can make a histogram, get my average and standard deviation, and or let me let me talk a little bit about at least Gaussian theorem. He found that if I collect 30 samples, just 30, 40, you can predict about the whole population. Please remember, whole population. You can predict about whole population by just collecting 30 samples and getting your average and standard deviation. So suppose your average is 50 days. Let's say your average is 50 days and standard deviation is, let us say, 5 days. Let us 5 days. So as per Mr. Gauss, whole population from which you have drawn the sample lies between plus 3 times the standard deviation and minus 3 times the standard deviation. Lies between plus 3 times the standard deviation and minus 3 times the standard deviation. So by just collecting 30 samples, I can predict about the whole process. That's the beauty of Gaussian theorem. Okay. So now let me apply this to our, let's say average is 50 days and standard deviation is 5 days. I will show you how did I get this also in a Minitab in a short while, but for the timing, if I go theoretical, this is 50. Can you tell me what is 1 time standard deviation? 50 plus 1 time standard deviation will be how much? 50 plus 1 time standard deviation will be how much? Standard deviation is 5 days. So this will be 50 plus 5, that is 55. Got? I hope you got it. Ali, you got it. Sagarnika got it. Ahmed, Ravi, Kumar, yes. I hope you got it. And what will be 2 times standard deviation? Yes. And what will be the 3 times standard deviation? What will be the minus 1 time standard deviation? Yes. What will be the minus 2 times standard deviation? Okay, a lot of people are answering correctly. So I have to put my specs to see your names. Kamlesh, Swagarika, right? Swagatika, okay. Swagatika, Bhupendra, Krishnan, Ahmad, Ankur, Kamlesh, Deepanarayan, Tanushri, Nikhil Kumar. Okay, that's great. And I couldn't name all of you, but the Dhirendra, okay. Oh, sorry, this is 35, right? It is 35. I sometimes will commit mistakes deliberately, so that I would like to check, are you sleeping or not? Okay. Okay. Whenever I commit a mistake, I'll say like that. Okay, it's 35 and 65. Well, I hope I have done it correctly, right? Okay. Yeah, Harish. Great. Jagannath, yes. Now, this is known as lower control limit and this is known as upper control limit. This is known as voice of process. Voice of process. This is known as voice of process. Okay. Voice of process. What is this known as? Voice of process. VOP. My process is like that. My process, like, if I make a control chart, it will be like lower control limit and upper control limit. We call it as lower control limit and upper control limit, LCL and UCL. So Deep Narayan Singh is telling, we are watching your show. Oh, thank you, thank you. And by the way, I also have a program in Hindi. ये पूरा प्रोग्राम जो है हिंदी भाषा में भी उपलब्ध है. यदि आपको हिंदी में सीखना है तो वो भी उपलब्ध है. वो आप देख सकते हैं मेरे एनेक्सस यूरोप चैनल के ऊपर. वो लिंक आपको दी हुई है. So those who couldn't understand what I was speaking about, I was just telling that this whole training program is available in Hindi as well. So you can just watch it on Hindi, Lean Six Sigma, Anexas. Just for search for Anexas, Hindi, Lean Six Sigma, Yellow Belt. Then if you want Green Belt, that is also available. So please watch that in case you are interested. Okay, now. Yes, Sanjog, it is there. It is there. Yes. So LCL, lower control limit and upper control limit. LCL, lower control limit is how much? 35. Upper control limit is how much? 65. So my process will keep on varying like that. This is voice of my process. And don't worry, one person is taking 60 days, one person is taking 35 days or 40 days, let's say. So 40 to 60 is the natural variation in my process. This is, we call it as a natural variation. Now there is another voice, which is voice of customer. Customer tells you that if you take more than 55 days, or let's say 50 days, if you take more than 50 days, this is voice of customer. Specification limit, customer specification limit. How many errors I am making in my process? 50%. 50% errors. 50% of the times customer is dissatisfied. In 1 million opportunities, how much? 500,000 in 1 million opportunities. DPMO, defects per million opportunity, 500,000. Then there is a way to calculate sigma level. So don't worry about it. I'll not be discussing in this class. In Green Belt, we can discuss in detail. But I'll just tell you, this corresponds to 1.5 sigma. Okay. So I'm at 1.5 sigma. Oh no. 50% of my customers are dissatisfied with my current process. Okay. So I just gave an example. How do we interpret? Now, for some of you, it will be a little bit complicated. What I did was, maybe don't worry. Please watch this video one more time and you will understand. I promise. Just watch or listen to each word, whatever I've said, and you will understand. Okay. So don't worry if this is looking a little complicated to you, because I've got limited time. When you come to my 3 days of Green Belt, I explain everything in great detail. Yeah. But right now, for the time being, just understand that we in the measure phase are making, we are talking about how is my performance, how is my recruitment cycle time. And life is very simple. Don't have to do any calculations. Put all the data in Minitab and click the right buttons. I will tell you in my Green Belt how to click the right buttons, which buttons to click. And then the recruitment baseline. Okay. Average is 50 and standard deviation is 4.7, which is almost 5 almost. And I can ask Minitab, well, this is how my performance is. And what I just made down below, this is known as control charts. This is known as control chart. Control chart talks about the voice of process. So my process is looking like this. Like what? Let me see. Process is, okay, my process is, if I do a control chart, my process is like this. This is how I can very quickly make. It's very easy to make, don't have to worry too much. So if you see, average is 50 and it's going up to 36, exact value it has taken 36 to 64. Yeah, so this is how my current performance is. Well, I'm not satisfied with my current performance and I would like to change the DNA of my process. If I don't change, what will happen? This will continue year after year like this. But what I want is, I want to change the control limits of my process. And it's not going to happen easily. It will take effort of DMAC, root cause analysis, collect the data, work hard, my dear friend, work hard. Then only you will be able to make a change. Otherwise, this is a chronic problem. Year after year, this will continue to happen. I'm not interested in, I have a systems thinking, people just keep monitoring. Oh, 40 days, very, very happy, 60 days, unhappy. Don't monitor that. There's a common cause variation. It is of no use to monitor that common cause variation. Think of shifting the control limits. And if possible, lower than your voice of customer. So this is voice of customer. And if you bring your control limits below this, how many errors you are committing? 0 error. Of course, a little bit, sometimes it will go 3 defects per million opportunities possible, but very less, very rarely it will happen in 1 million opportunities. Otherwise, you'll continue to operate at 0 error. You're sure that you'll continue to operate at 0 error. That will be a 6 Sigma process. Not necessarily you have to achieve at 6 Sigma at one go. You can also achieve something like this. This is also better process than the earlier one. Earlier, here everything was out of your customer specification limit. We call it a specification limit. Voice of customer is known as specification limit. Customer is telling, have all the recruitments in 20 days. I'm just taking an example. I'm just taking an example. It's customer specification. Right now, you are not satisfying, but when you shift your average, shift your standard deviation, then you change the voice of the process. Your voice of the process should listen to the customer's voice. That is specification limit. It should be within the specification limit. Then you will not produce any errors. Okay. Rakesh is telling, I need video recording. Of course, it is being recorded. It is very much there in, I've repeated it many times, but it is recorded and it will be there with you. Don't worry. Okay, and now coming back. So here, coming back to the project, we collected the data. We also defined a defect here. Any recruitment taking for this project was more than 60 days was a defect. So 27 defects out of 47. We calculated the DPMO, defects per million opportunities. I'll not go into the details of the calculation of defects per million opportunities as of now. We get, in 1 million opportunities, we would have committed this many mistakes, or 62% of the defects or delays are happening, and which corresponds to some sigma value of 1.14. Okay, now coming to the analyze phase. In the analyze phase, how to analyze the root cause? You can do process door, which is a lean door, and you can do data door, which is a 6 Sigma door. First, I will map the process, do a Gemba walk, how this recruitment is taking place. Let's have a look at it, what people exactly they are doing, and watch the process. There will be a lot of to and fro. Please send me the job description. No, I'm busy. Okay, then please send me tomorrow. Let's have a meeting. Oh, meeting cancelled. All these things have to be captured. Yeah, this is Gemba investigation. And you reveal all the waste in the system, non-value added activities. Plus, do a cause and effect diagram, control impact matrix, Pareto chart, and box plots and scatter plots. Let's learn about them. Now, first the process door. Map the process as is in detail. Now, this time I'm going to do it in detail, not like the one which we did in SIPOC. SIPOC, it was a high-level process map, 50,000 feet view, 5-6 steps were there. But now we have 50 steps. Reveal everything about the process, what's happening, what exactly is taking place. And then you can apply lots of techniques, which you will learn in my trainings. One of them is escape technique. Eliminate. Can I eliminate? Ask these 5 questions on every process step. Can I eliminate that step? Can I simplify that step? Can I combine that step? Can I automate that step? Now, those who are interested in seeing the case study of SCAP, there's a link given right now. Please store these links. Please store these links. They'll be always there. Automate, and this is parallel. You can watch a case study. I've explained this with the case study, how to apply. But for the time being, very quick, every step I'm going to ask, eliminate. Can I eliminate? Now you will be surprised to know that the processes which you're following were designed 5 years, 10 years, 20 years ago. Maybe it was borrowed from some another company which was designed 40 years ago, and you are blindly following that. Everyone knows this is a obsolete process, but still you blindly follow. The green belt and the black belt becomes the first person to have a critical look at the process and ask these questions. Get hold of all the stakeholders in the room and ask these questions, and they themselves will say, sorry, we don't need this step. We can eliminate, or we can simplify, or we can combine, or we can automate. Okay, we can combine these two steps. We can automate these steps. We can do these in parallel instead of series. All these things will change the process in 3-4 hours. Then implement it in the next 1 to 2 months and see the benefits. Okay. Then comes our analyze phase, further cause and effect diagram. Get hold of the people. Ask them, think of whatever you can think of. Think of whatever. Try to brainstorm. Get all the possible, causes which can be delaying our recruitment process. And now people using post-it notes, they use a technique called fishbone diagram or Ishikawa diagram, also known as cause and effect diagram. There are 3 names to this diagram: fishbone diagram, Ishikawa diagram, cause and effect diagram. And you brainstorm under 6 branches: man, machine, material, method, measurement, or environment, or just to make it M, you can have mother nature. So we can do it in Minitab also. Let me show you that. So now we are listing down all the process steps. Okay. Man, machine, material, measurement, environment, method, mother nature, environment, you can replace with mother nature also. And all the causes. Now I have listed some of the causes, can be listed, and I can make a cause and effect diagram in just no time. See, everything is automated nowadays. You don't have to worry about calculations. Cause and effect diagram ready. See, we are not here to become statistician. We are here to improve our processes. So now I've got all the possible causes, but all the causes are not equally responsible. I told you, right? Pareto, remember Wilfredo Pareto, who said 80% of my problems are due to 20% of the causes. So what they did here, so there are different ways of doing Pareto. One is you can even do a quick voting technique. You can vote for the causes, yeah, and you can list down the votes. This is also one technique. Otherwise, you can collect the real data. So if I collect the real data, how many? So every time, whenever there is a delay, I start writing the reason why this delay has happened. So first recruitment got delayed due to approval time delay. Job description is not available in the second case. So in the third case, there are 2 reasons. I list down all the 2 reasons. Everything I list down, some of the reasons will appear more. Which are those which are appearing most of the time? I'll count them and I will ask Mr. Minitab, please, can you please make a Pareto chart for me? Minitab will make a Pareto chart for me. The reasons. Okay. Assessment time appeared 13 times. Count is there. See, assessment time, job description, available, not available. They are all attribute data. When I'm dealing with attribute data, I will not make a histogram. I will make a bar chart or a Pareto chart. Okay. When I'm dealing with when I'm dealing with attribute data, like happy, unhappy, what I will make a pie chart or a bar chart, happy, unhappy, or a Pareto chart. Pareto chart means arrange the counts in descending order. Pareto charts. So depending on the data type, you have to choose your analysis. Now, assessment time, JD not available, approval time, types of hiring. These are, now look at these counts. Percentage contribution of each of these causes is also given. Total, here were I think 38 or so. So percentage contribution is 13 divided by the total sum of 38, which corresponds to 34%. So 34% is contributed by assessment time. Job description is not available, is contributing 23%. Approval time is contributing little less, it is around 16%. But if we add the first two together, they are contributing total 57%. Then the first three are contributing 73%. And the first four are contributing 84%. So what I can do, I can just choose these four as my root causes, and that will handle my 80% of my problem. What I'm doing is, I'm just choosing the top four reasons which are contributing to 80% of my problems, and I'm going to forget the rest. We have to prioritize. So root cause analysis actually prioritizes, focuses your efforts. And that's what we did here. And I will, now if you are doing, see, you can go to the improve phase after this and give your suggestions. But if you want to do a little further in-depth analysis, there is hypothesis test, there are graphical analysis and techniques. Let me give a brief overview of that. Very brief overview. See, if I want to make changes based on this, I can reduce my assessment time, reduce my, ensure that job descriptions are available or not in the whole organization. For that, I can tell the organization that in the next 2 weeks, for all the positions, let us create a job description for all the positions. That will reduce drastically my job description, the recruitment time, because that is one of the root causes. So if I take care of all these 3-4 root causes, I can really expect some good results. But suppose your improvements are going to take a lot of efforts and time. You would like to validate them. You would like to validate those root causes. Is job description availability really the root cause? Is assessment time really the root cause? Is approval time really the root cause? You would like to be sure. For that, you can do further analysis of box plots and scatter plots. Now, let me tell you about them. Whenever I'm trying to establish a relationship between X and Y, whenever I'm trying to establish a relationship between X and Y, if Y is continuous data and X is also continuous data, I will make a tool called scatter plot. And when I have a combination of attribute and continuous data, I will use a tool called box plot. Let me give a simple example first. Let's suppose if let's say here you have got my continuous data and attribute data. If I see, if age and recruitment time related, means age of the, let's say, this is like, anyway, let's say age of the people or experience of people being recruited and the recruitment, are they correlated? So what I can do, I can plot them. Here age, and here here I can, because generally Y is the recruitment time. So generally we put recruitment time here. Y is always, sorry for this haphazard making of the charts. Recruitment time and age. As the age increases, the people with low, may they carry more experience, maybe it take more time for me to recruit them. Maybe. I don't know. That means there's a positive relation between the two. Or it may be something like this also. There is no relationship. So age is not the root cause in this case, or earlier age was the root cause. But you can establish the relationship using scatter plot. We call it as a scatter plot. So whenever I'm dealing with continuous and continuous data, I will use a scatter plot. And if I want to see that relationship between one attribute and one continuous, like say age and happiness, are they related to each other? No, one is continuous, one is attribute. So I cannot make scatter plots. I will make box plot. So here, age and happiness. Now happiness is attribute data. So I collected some data. Happy, unhappy. Okay. And I collected some samples. When the people were young, they are all happy. When the people are oldies, like me, they're always unhappy. Oh my God. This world is going to, you know what? Unhappy with everything. This is wrong, that is wrong, everything. That means age is related to happiness, right? But suppose I find that there are youngsters who are happy as well as unhappy, and the oldies also are happy and unhappy. Then we'll say there is no relationship between happiness and age. So what I'm trying to correlate is, I'm trying to search for happiness, let's say. So I'm trying to, well, age is one of the cause or age is not the cause. In a way, I'm using a tool called box plot. Box plot, divides the tiles the data into 4 quadrants, 4 quartiles, 4 quartiles. Now, anyway, here, by the way, we also have programs in Tamil as well. So if you are interested, but if we should have a group. So if you have a group of people who are speaking Tamil, we can also conduct a program in Tamil as well. So please let us know in case we have different languages available as well. Some people are asking, I think Veeramani was asking about it. So I replied to him. By the way, now coming back, let us make this chart for our, let us investigate. Is approval time really affecting? Approval time? Is approval time affecting? Approval time affecting or not? Recruitment time and approval time. Recruitment time and approval time. Both are continuous data. So I will make a scatter plot. Let us see it is impacting. Approval time is impacting or not. Okay. Recruitment time and approval time. What do you think? Is approval time and recruitment time related? As the approval time increases, recruitment time also increases. What do you think? Related or not related? They are. Swagatika is the first person to respond. तुम्ही महाराष्ट्राचे? Okay. मला मराठी पण येते. Okay. So here approval time and recruitment time, they are related. So if I reduce my approval time, if I change my standard operating procedure of approval time, then in that case it will reduce. It will reduce, right? It will reduce. Then I will work on it. But let us say assessment time. Assessment times, how much time I took to assess the people. Is it related? Let us see. Again, both are continuous data. I will again use a scatter plot. And let us use a scatter plot. Okay. Well, not related. Assessment time is high or low, doesn't matter. I will not waste my time in changing the assessment process today because it will not impact my recruitment time. So that is not the root cause. So I'm validating my root cause using scatter plot. Okay. Now, similarly, it will save my time, isn't it? Otherwise, we keep blaming on every X factor and we take action on everything, and end result is nothing. I'm prioritizing my efforts, right? Recruitment time and job description available or not available. Let us say I can make a box plot. Attribute and continuous data, I can make a box plot. So all these tools and techniques we teach you. A recruitment time and let us say job description availability. Job description is available, I am taking less time. Job description is not available, I am taking more time. Okay, that means I should tell job description should be available. It will reduce my recruitment time by almost 20 days, right? See the difference between the medians? This almost, I'll not go into details how to read the graphs, but it just says it impacts, job description availability makes a huge difference. So I should work on job description availability in the company. What about the type of hiring? Is it also affecting? Well, let me see. Type of hiring, is it affecting? Well, expats, does it take long time? Well, it is not. Almost same. Don't waste your time in investigating, why expats are taking more time, locals are taking more time, shareholders, recruitments are taking more time. No, not related. Don't worry. Okay. This is how you will make decisions. Then once you make the decisions, you implement, you brainstorm on the ideas. You can brainstorm, lot of brainstorming techniques are available. Okay. But before that, before I go to the improve phase, I invite you to join my training program. I'll tell you the details of that, and then I'll continue with the improve phase. So this is the summary of the rules for analysis, which I just used. What type of tools and techniques I should be using in my mini tab. And please join my interactive live training. There I am very slow. Okay. There I will be like, I will keep asking you. Here I was very fast, because I had to finish a lot of things in 2 hours. So I was able to finish more than 30 tools. If you go and count, more than 30 tools, but some more to go. Don't go away, some more to go. But before that, because some of you might be in a hurry, they're asking me how to join Lean Six Sigma Green Belt training program. You can register. You can also get certificate. So here, these are the dates. You can join on these dates. Starting on 27th October, I will be doing the training this time. See, our company has got many trainers. Okay. But I'm trying to say, please join my sessions. Okay. So, all trainers are good, by the way. Everyone has got a lot of experience. But yeah, I've also got good experience. So please join my sessions. If you want to join my sessions, join October 29 or November 25th. There is a Saturday, Sunday batch or Friday, Saturday batch, October 27 or November 25, whichever batch. Or there is a morning batch, 2 hour, 2 hour, 2 hour, or evening batch, 2 hour, 2 hour, 2 hour. Out of these 4 batches, join any batch and register for it. What are the timings? I'll tell you the timings also. The timings are, yeah. So there are some fees depending on, we'll be happy to tell you in your currency later on what is the training fee. But we have reduced some of the fees, we have reduced drastically. So if you tell us about your location, we'll give you the discounted fee for your location. And this is a limited time offer. Can you go to the next slide, please? The timings. Can you go to the next slide? The timings. Timings is these are the India times, UAE time, KSA time, Europe time, Washington time, or times are there. If you join a weekday session, Monday to Friday, evening or morning sessions, these are the timings given. And if you are joining a weekend session, then you can always join these sessions. But there are some very good discounts available if you register today. So this was the fees which we displayed was a general fee. but there is a huge discount if you are registered today. So if you can just tell me, I'll be happy to connect with you. In fact, if you can just tell me, I'm just putting a poll here. How many of, if you are interested, just I just just answer this question. Answer this question, and I'll be happy to get in touch with you. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to clarify that also. All the certificates are valid worldwide. I will repeat the same thing what I told earlier in the beginning. And all the certificates will, see, I'm pretty well known in the Lean Six Sigma circles. Those who want to testify, they can testify. If you get training from me, it also carries a lot of value. Doesn't mean that others are not good. They are also good, but I can say that I'm one of the best in the industry. I have to market myself, right? My team otherwise will, yeah. So the thing is, I see that most of you are interested, and thanks for actually letting me know that in large numbers you are interested. I'll be happy to send you the details. First, you can download your yellow belt certificate. And once you download your yellow belt certificate, you can also let us know in case you are interested in the green belt and black belt. Depending on your location, in your currency, we will be giving you, because VATs and taxes are different from different countries. So we can always, tailor make it for you. And also today and tomorrow, there are some discounts available. You can join green belt, black belt, and master black belt at one go. You will get data science course free, or one of the Power BI course totally free. So most welcome to attend our sessions. So with that, let me continue with my improve phase. Now, if you look at the improve phase, in improve phase, you generate the ideas. Some of the things you have to remember while you are generating the idea.
Once we
now you have to follow some rules of brainstorming. So let us see.
Or getting the ideas to solve the problems, there are certain rules which need to be followed in brainstorming. The rules of brainstorming are: give equal opportunity to everyone who is participating. So tell them to participate, and you can use different techniques. As I told you, we will be learning in the improve phase. Capture all the ideas, so document all the ideas. Whatever is being discussed, whatever ideas the participants are given, someone should be there to document, or a scribe you can appoint to document all the ideas. Leave your designation and ego along with your shoes outside the meeting room. That means don't think that if you are senior, your idea carries more weightage. So obviously this ground rule should be very clear to everyone, and everyone should be encouraged to give an idea, and everyone's idea should carry equal weightage. There should be a non-threatening environment. When people are giving ideas, they should not be afraid of giving ideas. So you should create an environment where people should be encouraged to give the ideas. Also, we should ensure that wherever the brainstorming is taking place, there should not be any disturbance, so people are focused on brainstorming. Sometimes people might deviate from the topics. There is a tendency that some important issue crops up during the discussion. So at that time, you can always create a parking lot saying that, well, this idea or this issue is very, very important, and we can park it to be discussed after a while once we complete the brainstorming on this particular topic. We should encourage people to fantasize freely. We should not put brakes on our thoughts. So you can give some out-of-the-box ideas, you can give some wild ideas, and if people are giving you wild ideas, they should be encouraged. If you give a specific duration of brainstorming, we should try to complete the brainstorming within the time duration. And defer evaluation. Now, this is one of the rules which is often violated. People start discussing the ideas. Someone gives an idea and someone else says, well, it will not work in an organization. Or some other person gives an idea and someone else comments that, wow, it's a great idea. So don't evaluate. Reserve your comments for evaluation at a later stage. When you are generating the idea, when you are generating the root causes, they are not to be evaluated. You cannot say that it is a good idea or this is a very good root cause which you have thought of. No evaluation, just write down whatever is being suggested. Generate quantity. Do not worry about the quality at the initial stages. So you have to generate lots of root causes, lots of solutions. More the better. A pearl diver, he dives into the sea to find the pearls. If he just collects 10 oysters, the probability of getting the pearl is very low. But if he collects thousands of oysters, the probability of getting the pearl is very high. So similarly, if you want to collect great ideas, some of the out-of-the-box ideas, some creative ideas, then definitely you should create more and more ideas. So how to generate 635
So this is one of the brainstorming technique I was talking about, and it's really useful. You can learn.
brainstorming technique. I have used this technique in many organizations and we have obtained a lot of good results. In just 30 minutes, you can generate 108 ideas. How? Here the team members brainstorm ideas on a written form. It is also known as silent brainstorming technique. We take 5 minutes to write down 3 solution ideas on the first row of our form. So a form or a white sheet is given to each one of the participants, and in the 5 minutes they write 3 ideas. Once they have written down the 3 ideas, in the next 5 minutes, again they have to write the 3 ideas by passing on the form to each other. You keep on circulating the papers till the time you receive back your own paper. So you can imagine that in the next 30 minutes, once the form is circulated to everyone and you have looked at the form of each other, you would have generated 108 ideas in just half an hour. While you are participating in 635 technique, you can add ideas by enhancing an idea already on the sheet, which is written by someone else. You can add a variation of an idea on the sheet, or you can add a completely new idea. Let us take an example.
Okay, so that was a 635 technique. One is very, very good FMEA technique. Very good. I strongly recommend. Please watch this FMEA technique. So this FMEA link will be given to you. This takes around 20-30 minutes to explain. Failure modes and effects analysis means you imagine how you will fail. You imagine how you will fail, and then you prevent the failures in your process. So there's a method to that. And for that, we call this as the FMEA, Failure Modes and Effects Analysis. So please store this link, which is given here in your chat box. And this FMEA will also enable you to do improvement in your process very quickly. In fact, next week, you can just apply FMEA, Failure Modes and Effects Analysis, means step by step, you imagine how you will fail. And then take an action. Okay, so that is one more thing. So there are many techniques you learn in green belt. So somehow, let's imagine right now, we came out with some improvement suggestions here. And I'm not going to describe all the improvements here, but they implemented them. And once they implemented, they were able to reduce the recruitment cycle time. And once they were able to reduce, they were able to sustain those gains for a long, long time by taking some control actions like SOPs, audits, reviews. And savings were $760,000 per annum, more than what they expected. And just to, make a control chart, just to show you how control chart is done. Stat, if I just go to the charts, I can show in terms of control chart that this project really did make a difference. They were able to change the DNA of the process. They are able to improve the process. So this is typically how the project is done. And okay, some people are telling the link is not working for this. Which one? You are talking about the FMEA or the downloading the certificate? Okay, FMEA. Okay, FMEA link. Okay, just a minute. Just try it after a while, because maybe what is happening is it is too many people on the site right now. Maybe my IT team, can you please can you please take care of that? Yeah. So don't worry. Some of you are facing some difficulties, but yeah, some are able to download. Okay, wait. So just because I think maybe too much of traffic is there on the website, so maybe that's the case. My IT team will handle this. Don't worry. I'm just also clicking FMEA and
Now, let me talk about a very powerful tool called.
okay, this I'm able to get it, but anyway. But yeah, that's a YouTube channel, but maybe our Anexas website channel is having some issue. Okay, don't worry. I'll just don't worry, Atul. Some of you are not getting it. Don't worry. Don't worry. You will get it. You'll get it soon. A second line time links was Anna Marina is telling. Now it's okay. Okay, Aya is telling. Now it's okay. Well, so okay, maybe immediately a lot of people must have attacked the website. Okay, that's sometimes a good news to us. Sometimes, yeah, that so many people are visiting the website. That's a good news. But yeah, sometimes it's not able to handle. Okay, so now let me ask some. Let us play those who are able to level certification. Some for see those who are finding it difficult. Just try after 5 minutes. Once there is a YouTube channel anyway. Okay. So you can also, meanwhile, try to, okay. I will just, okay, let us play some game, Who wants to be a millionaire? Ladies and gentlemen, here's your chance to win $1 million. The first question on your computer screens. The inputs to a process are called the X's, the Y's, out of scope, or gauge R&R. Right answer will give you $10,000. Wrong answer will not give you anything. Okay, this is virtual game, virtual money. Yes, most of you have got the right answer. Inspectors, absolutely right. Output from the process is yes, the Y and what the customer sees. Yes, you're right. A is the right option. क्यों लगता है आपको कि A होना चाहिए? It is A. Okay. Which is not a deliverable of DMAC analyze phase, which is not a deliverable of DMAC analyze phase, which is not, so C is the right answer. Solutions is not, solutions is coming in improve phase, not in the analyze phase. Yes, you're right. Yes. So now you have reasons to collect the data. Very large data can also be handled in few clicks. So now you got the glimpses of what green belts and black belts do. Now, if you want to develop this skill, and you just learned around 10-20% of the tools, but at a fast pace, the same tools are explained, very slow pace, with your pace, in a batch of not more than 15 people. So we make a batch of 15 people. And once you join our session, you can join our session any number of times in future also. So typically, after 2 years also, if you want to revise, just join it for free any number of times. You'll get all the recordings of the sessions. And if you'd like to become one of the most valuable persons in the company by applying process improvement statistical tools, you are invited to become a green belt or black belt. You will be able to get rid of your inability to do anything if you face a problem in your organization. You will stop living with the problem In fact, you will not wait for the promotion. Promotion will come to you. You will not depend on the job also. You can become a master black belt in just 2 months. Green belt plus black belts to master black belts. Spread over 2 to 3 months. The whole course will make you a person, a professional who can confidently improve any problem, any industry, any domain. You can reduce the cost, improve the quality, become a problem solver, consult your own organization and start on your own. In fact, we help you. Personally, I have helped more than 1,000 people become master black belts. They're running their own companies. They're running their own consulting organizations. They're running their own training companies. You can even join them. I'll help you to establish your business. And sometimes you become my competitor, but that's fine. But there is so much of improvement opportunities out there in the organizations around the world. There's enough cake for everyone to eat. So there's no competition. There's virtually no competition. So please join us. The dates are given to you. Once again, we'll talk about the dates. Those who are interested. Unable to download the certificate, some of you. Okay. Some of you are still facing difficulties. Okay, some of you are getting it. Okay. Okay. Maybe we will rectify this mistake in a short while. We are extremely sorry for this. I'm extremely sorry for, but don't worry, you will get it. Don't worry, you'll get it. Some of you are not, some of you are able to get, some of you are not. Maybe it's because of the too much of people going to the website at one time. Maybe. Niranjan, can you please check? One of our IT team members, can you please check with the our vendor? You have to clear the quiz also. You have to clear the quiz as well. First, you have to clear the quiz, then only you will be able to download the certificate. So don't just jump to the certificate. You have to answer the questions. Okay. Okay. Now, those who are interested in green belt certificate and black belt certificates, please join us, and I'll be happy to train you. And let me show you some Lean Six Sigma in different industries. So if we can just talk about manufacturing industry, let me talk about the manufacturing industry first.
The world we have created is the product of our own thinking, and we cannot improve the world without improving our thinking. The long-term chronic problems of manufacturing companies like low productivity, lower machine efficiency, high rework, high inventories, high product wastage can't be solved using only experience, logic, and intuition. You might be a good operations person, a good engineer, or an excellent operator, but you need to have basic knowledge and understanding of some problem solving and process improvement tools too. Here is how Lean Six Sigma can improve your processes in manufacturing. Lean Six Sigma is defined as a business improvement method that aims to maximize the shareholders' value by improving the quality, speed, customer satisfaction, and reduce the costs. It merges tools and principles from both Lean and Six Sigma to do this. It has become the most popular business strategies for deploying continuous improvement in the manufacturing industries. With its help, you can make sure that only essential steps remain in a process. The moment I say Lean Six Sigma techniques, high quality, low cost, increased profits, and customer satisfaction should automatically come to your mind. It is very rightly said that machines are mere pieces of metal if they cannot be made efficient. Lean Six Sigma helps you to do this. What is the core of Lean Six Sigma? It's DMAC. Yes. Define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. It helps you to reduce the existing problems with unknown causes. Here we train the staff of the manufacturing units as the green belts and black belts, and they convert all the problems into improvement projects. So now the difficulties become opportunities. Then they complete these projects and get certified. It's a win-win for both the organization and the employees. Now, how does Lean Six Sigma decrease the cost? Shijo Shingo said that the most hazardous waste is the waste that we do not recognize. Firstly, Lean Six Sigma focuses on removing the 7 wastes like overproduction, transportation, inventory, etc. from a process. In manufacturing sector, this step can lower the cost of a process by leaps and bounds. Secondly, Lean Six Sigma focuses on solving the problems caused by a process. Here we focus on the processes, not on people, because we believe that 85% of the problems are due to the processes and not due to the people. Defects in your product can cost your organization a fortune. So the focus is on reducing the defects by focusing on the processes. Let me talk about some Lean Six Sigma tools that can be used in manufacturing. Value stream mapping, Kanban, 5S, cause and effect analysis, control charts, DMAC, 5 Whys, Kaizen, hypothesis tests, etc., etc., etc. Let us talk about a few. 5S. A well-organized workplace becomes important if you want to eliminate waste and reduce the errors. 5S is the way to do that. Control charts. By understanding the control charts, you can understand the difference between the common causes and special causes. For special causes, you take immediate action, and for common causes, you take long-term actions. Kanban. It is a visualizing tool on maximizing the flow of goods and work without unnecessary inventory or transportation. Then we have 5 Whys. Ask why 5 times and you will get to the root cause of the problem. Hypothesis tests. They establish the relationship between the outputs and inputs, and you can get the root cause with 95% confidence. Value stream mapping. It is used for defining and assessing the movement of the raw materials from the beginning of the process to delivery to the customer. It is a way in which the current state of a process is documented and the future state is visualized. If you want in-depth knowledge about all the tools and techniques, you can always join my Lean Six Sigma Green Belt and Black Belt training programs. So that was about Lean Six Sigma in manufacturing. I hope you have got a clear picture about why Lean Six Sigma is so important in the manufacturing industry. Share this video with your friends and don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you don't want to miss out on our important updates on the tools and techniques of Lean and Six Sigma and even project management. Happy learning!
Okay, so there is some issue in the website. I just checked. So our IT's team is fixing it, and don't worry, after a while, maybe 10-15 minutes, it will be rectified. Don't worry, so certificate will be definitely there. Just appear for that questions. You have to take the quiz. I will request my IT team to just fix it. I will handle this training from here onwards. So I will okay. So now let me show you one project. This project is about rig move time. Rig move time, I presented this project in American Society of Quality. And this is
4 years ago, somewhere in Middle East, one of the largest oil companies took up a Lean and Six Sigma project to reduce the rig move time from 7 days to less than 3 days. By doing so, they would increase their production capability without investing in additional equipment. I'm Amitabh Saxena from Anexas Consulting, and on 2nd of May, in American Society of Quality's World Conference, I'm going to talk about how around 50 people of different nationalities came together to solve a problem which was considered to be very, very difficult. In our journey, we used lots of Lean and Six Sigma tools and techniques, including the change management methodologies and advanced statistical tools. In our 10 years of existence, our company has completed many projects, but this project still stands tall amongst all of them, just like Burj Khalifa. So see you there on 2nd of May in Charlotte in USA.
So this is about a project. And let us follow the same DMAC, define, measure, analyze, improve, control. And the defined ways, We define the problem statement and goal statement. Now, those who are not aware of what is a rig move, see, when you are drilling an oil well, so what happens? You assemble a structure, and once you assemble a structure, drill the oil well, and after that you disassemble the whole structure and take the whole structure to some other place. That's known as a rig move, moving from one rig to another rig. So it looks something like this. Maybe some of you might understand this part. So in short, it is like moving the rig from one place, the whole structure from one place after drilling the oil well to another place. Now it was taking 7 days, 5 to 7 days. Now this, because it's delayed, what happens? If the rig move time is too much, you are losing your time, because if you drill more oil wells, you'll get more oil, right? So the project was to reduce 5 to 7 days to 3 days. So we formed a team, and this is me, in the oil field. And I conducted the training program for the team in the fields also, and also I conducted in the head office also. Both the teams, they together, they different nationalities, different continents, language barriers, the operators not fluent in English, but they understood the common language of Six Sigma, all of us. And we started with the SIPOC. So supplier input, process output, customer. Now I'm just telling you see all the projects, even if you see any project, when you join my session, I'll be giving you a lot of projects from all domains: banking, logistics, manufacturing, healthcare, oil and gas, food industry, food manufacturing industry, biomedical, pharmaceutical, you name it. You'll get 10 projects from each domain. And these are projects done by us. It's not like, we are getting the projects from somewhere else. We have done it. And all our trainers, including me, they are not just trainers, and they are all full-time with us. If you join this session, which I told you, these sessions, I'll be the trainer. And all of us are, doing projects as we train. So it's not that, we are just talking about something which we are not sure about. So SIPOC, supplier input, output, and process, and supplier input, process, output, and customer. We have inputs and processes and outputs, and we have these systems thinking now. And I make a project chart. Project charter means 5 to 7 days. I want to reduce it to 3 days. And it's going to give me a benefit of around 174 days of additional oil production, which is running into billions of dollars. Okay, so then we do a project Gantt chart, define, measure, analyze when we are going to complete, what are the possibilities of, we plan how much time I'll spend on define, how much time I spend on measure. With the help of the process owners, we planned that. And we were more or less able to finish the project on time. Typically, this was a black belt project. And as I have informed you previously, that a black belt project generally takes 6 months time to complete. So we were very much on time, and we completed the project on time. Let me show you how. First, we collected the data in the measure phase. Then we are in the measure phase now, and we collected the data from the systems. And we also defined a defect. Any defect, any rig move which is taking more than 4 days is a defect. So we identified out of 49 rig moves, 37 were treated as defects. So which corresponds to 0.81 sigma level. Okay. And if I depict the data, the whole rig move, if I plot the histogram, the way I showed you earlier, this is the normal distribution, which is, of course, this is lower control limit, this is upper control limit. LCL and UCL of the process. So this is how my process is looking like today. Obviously, it is not satisfying the customer because customer wants it with below 4 days. And I'm never able to satisfy the customer over the last 1 year or even last 10 years. People were very skeptical about this project. They said, I've mentioned in my book also, if you read my book, The Anexas Story, I've mentioned the whole journey of our company and the way we have, done lots of projects in different industries. People were very skeptical. They said, like, how is it possible? We have never achieved this in 20 years. How can you do it in just 6 months? But we took this as a challenge. We started with the analyze phase. We started with the process map, Gemba walk, value added and non-value added steps. We also did cause and effect, control impact. We also did some advanced tools. We have not discussed them in our yellow belt. So process door, we first did a Pareto chart and identified which of these rigs were really creating biggest troubles, which of these rigs were taking more time. So we could see that these top four or these four rigs were like 20%, contributing to 20% of the delays. So we decided to focus on these four rigs and we did a Gemba investigation. Gemba means go to the field, go to the place of action. And we identify the wasteful steps. A lot of things, people were searching for tools, where people were moving around without adding any value, forklifts, the way the movements were happening, they were not streamlined. So we eliminated the root, the wasteful steps. We also implemented something called as 5S. 5S is like keeping your workplace neat and clean and keeping everything in its proper place, a place for everything and everything in its place, and removing anything which is not required at the work site. So 5S was implemented. We have not discussed 5S in our session today, but these implementations really helped the organization to reduce the time. We also did a cause and effect diagram. We also did a box plot. So rigs were attribute data. So rigs are the rigs related to the rig move time. So some of the rigs were taking more time, some of the rigs were taking less time, some of the rigs had a lot of variation. So this gave us an idea where to focus on. Also, we did a scatter plot on distance versus the rig move time. We thought that the distances, sometimes we generally will say, well, the distance is more, it will take more time. When the distance is less, it will take less time. That's what we will think. But when we did a scatter plot, we found that there was no relationship between the distance and the rig move time. There's no relation. It meant that even a 2 kilometer, earlier we thought 2 kilometer rig move will take less time and 50 kilometers rig move will take more time. But the scatter diagram is telling you exactly the opposite thing. The scatter diagram is telling you that there is no relationship between the distance and the rig move time. So in that case, what happens? Well, distance is not the root cause. So slowly and slowly we eliminated one by one X vectors. And finally, we also did some advanced tools, which we did not study today, but just understand that some of the tools like ANOVA, multiple regression, chi-square test, FME, they are all available to solve our problems. So wasteful steps, starting time, at what time we started the rig move, that really mattered. Then pre-move readiness was important, and also motivation. Motivation means, see, people were doing this job for the last 20 years. They're moving the rigs. If you're doing the same job for the last 10 years, 20 years, you feel bored about it. You're not motivated. You don't look forward to that thing again. So what we did was we conducted, these were the root causes, and we conducted the brainstorming sessions using 635 technique. So 6 people are writing 3 ideas, 6 people writing 3 ideas in 5 minutes, and then exchanging their papers. I just explained that 635 technique previously. So we use this technique to generate ideas. And one of the ideas, apart from many ideas, so I'll not describe all the ideas, but one of the ideas which might be of interest to you is that, one was gamification. So if you see how we tackled the motivation, see, people are always happy to play games or watch games. So gamification theory says that any job, if you turn into a game, people will start liking it. You must have seen, people watch games on TV. People like to play games, the football game, if you see, cricket, they like watching. And although they're not going to get any benefit out of it, but still they like watching. You must have noticed. They will spend money to watch it, although they are, it's not going to benefit them at all. But games are something which everyone likes. So we converted the game and the rig move into a game. Now the people who were doing the rig move, they came from the southern Asian, it's an Indian continent, like for the subcontinent. The people from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, etc. They knew one game called cricket. So we converted every rig move into a game of cricket. And some countries where we did the same project, people were aware of football. So we converted each rig move to a game of football. So now people are looking forward to that rig move, because they associate it with the game. And of course, you have to design the whole game according to the job. And this gamification really helped us. So anyway, the idea was to just give you a flow of DMAC. And in the control phase, we were able to sustain the gain over a long period of time. We were able to reduce the rig move substantially. It really made a difference. A t-test, 2T test, those who know statistics, and once you become a black belt, you will know all these terms and techniques. So we validated the improvement using a 2T test, and that was clear improvement. And we established some controlled actions in place. We started giving annual rewards, and we celebrated the success. We shared this in different conferences. It saved 258 days of oil production, almost 1 year of oil production. Just imagine, it ran into billions of dollars. So that was just, very one project. One more project I shared, as I promised. Those who would stay on for a long time, they wouldn't gain more, as I told you, right? Let me also show you some other, we have got projects in various industries. Now, I'll be happy to answer your questions. Yeah. Okay. So the certificates, let me see if it's working or not. And I'm extremely sorry for this. I think first time it happened. No, wait, just wait. I think there were too many people today, downloading the certificates. So my IT team is really working on it. And yes, so engineer Naveen Kumar raised his hands. Okay, would like to say something? Yes. Any questions you have? Any questions you have got?